Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at noon.
Our first hit of winter weather this season is making for a busy day for police in town and out in the country. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Lisa Bedeau. Minnesota Lakes Country took the brunt of this first storm. State Trooper Jesse Grabo says troopers responded to 6 dozen crashes this morning, many in the west central part of the state, caused by icy road surfaces and low visibility. Things turned nasty in the Fargo-Moorhead metro area, too, just as morning commuters were hitting the roads. Police responded to fender benders and a couple of crashes where people were hurt. Again, icy roads to blame. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop reports on what early morning drivers were up against today.
The winter storm that rolled through the valley hit Lakes Country very hard. The wind and blowing snow made the morning commute very hard for many drivers. Numerous drivers had to pull off the road early this morning because the conditions were so bad.
The weather is so bad I can't hardly see. I can see probably 30 feet in front of me, and it's just too rough to drive in.
Gray said he was on the road for about 15 minutes, then he realized it was dangerous.
I thought I'd be able to make it a lot better than this. This is pretty bad.
Other people waited until daylight before braving the roads.
So far, so good. Just hoping to get home.
Ripple says the snow is exciting, but the temperature is a shock because of the recent weather.
Yeah, a little bit spoiled, and I'm not dressed appropriately yet, so.
In Rothsay, the truck stop was packed. Many drivers waiting for the visibility to clear up before hitting the road.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, it is late November. We should be expecting this.
Although crews were out plowing, the Minnesota State Patrol say they had a busy morning as well, with numerous cars in the ditch, especially around the Barnesville area. They remind drivers to slow down and drive for the conditions and make sure you're not distracted behind the wheel. In Lakes Country, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
And it isn't over yet. Some areas are still getting snow this afternoon. Let's check in with meteorologist Lisa Green to see what we can expect for our Friday afternoon.
Snow and wind, so some of us dealing with those blizzard conditions still. And this is what that wind is working with. We've picked up more than 6 inches of snow in several places. Lake Park had a little over 6 inches. Black Duck in Beltrami County about 7, and Lake Itasca at 8 inches there. And we got a photo from one of our viewers around the Battle Lake area measuring 9 inches of snow in his yard, and he said it was still falling at that time he was taking that measurement. So some hefty snow out there causing some issues on those roadways. Here's a look at Roberts County. We've been watching this one all morning. This is in South Dakota along I-29. If you're thinking about heading down to Vermillion for the NDSU game, visibility does look a little bit better, but that road surface does not look great. It is still snowing along I-29 in South Dakota, as you can see on the radar. And that snow will continue here into the afternoon. But notice it's clearing just a little bit from west to east in the valley. We'll have more on that and what you can expect to see, how the conditions are in those blizzarding areas as well, coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. Remember, our Valley News Live Storm Team weather app is also here to help you navigate these big storm days anytime, anywhere. You can get the latest forecasts, conditions, even follow the radar live. To download it for free, just search VNL Weather in the App Store. Breaking news this afternoon. Minneapolis police are investigating the alleged hanging of a child at a daycare on the city's south side. Officers responded to reports this morning that a woman hanged a 1-year-old inside a daycare, then took off in a car and left the home. Unconfirmed reports say the child was alive and crying as the child was taken from the daycare by ambulance. Police are reportedly negotiating with the suspect who's threatening to jump off a bridge. The parents of Jacob Wetterling may get an apology from the man who murdered their son. A sentencing document filed by Danny Heinrich's attorney yesterday says his client plans to publicly say he's sorry for killing Jacob. As part of a plea deal on federal porn charges, Heinrich led investigators to Jacob's remains in Paynesville in late August of this year. There's some new political appointment announcements from the Trump transition team today, including for Attorney General and CIA Director. Trump plans to spend the weekend at his luxury golf club in New Jersey, where he's scheduled to sit down with former Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney tomorrow. Kenneth Craig reports.
President-elect Donald Trump has tapped Congressman Mike Pompeo from Kansas to be the next CIA director. The Tea Party Republican is a fierce critic of the Iran nuclear deal and was a member of the House Select Benghazi Committee that investigated the 2012 attack on a U.S. diplomatic compound in Libya.
It makes a difference in how you respond to an attack.
Earlier, Mr. Trump offered the post of Attorney General to Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions. Sessions was the first senator to endorse the president-elect and was a close advisor during the campaign. Before his 2 decades in the Senate, Sessions was nominated for a federal judgeship but was rejected because of alleged racist comments he made during his tenure as U.S. Attorney in Alabama. Vice President-elect Mike Pence says the transition is going smoothly.
We've got a great number of men and women of great qualifications come forward to serve this new administration.
The president-elect is moving his high-profile transition meetings from the Trump Tower in New York to the Trump National Golf Club here in New Jersey. Tomorrow, he's expected to sit down for a highly anticipated meeting with Mitt Romney.
The former Republican presidential nominee is considered a potential pick despite his previous criticism of the president-elect.
Donald Trump is a phony, a fraud.
The Trump transition team describes the meeting with Romney as one to seek counsel. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Bedminster, New Jersey.
Both the Attorney General and CIA Director positions require Senate confirmation. Yesterday, Trump offered former Defense Intelligence Agency Director Lieutenant General Michael Flynn the job of National Security Advisor. Damage is estimated in the tens of thousands of dollars for 2 homes hit by a suspected drunk driver in the Northern Valley. It happened in the 700 block of 5th Avenue Southeast in East Grand Forks yesterday. Take a look at the pictures that we now have into our newsroom. Austin Gershevsky was arrested for DWI. Luckily, no one was hurt in the crashes. Time to get a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Joshua Kisser is wanted for a felony charge of making terroristic threats. His picture's on your TV screen right now. Call your local law enforcement if you have any information on where he is. The wintry weather is altering the plans of the NDSU football team as well. The Bison bailed out of Fargo yesterday to get down to South Dakota ahead of the storm. They made it to Sioux Falls last night, then traveled to Vermilion today. And if you don't think you can make it to Vermilion or you don't want to battle the snow and the slick roads, stay home. Watch the game on your couch. We got you covered. Our coverage begins tomorrow with the Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football pregame show at 1 p.m. And then, of course, keep it on the KVLY Bison Network for 2 p.m. kickoff. A lot of us